Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope everyone is doing well. A Facebook post came across my feed today that sparked my interest here because the title of the post is this becoming a trend? Once I read this article, it then sort of hit me that I vaguely remember reading another article similar to this one. It's a bit lengthy, so I'm not going to read the whole thing. But I will say this. In sociological terms, we are trained to look for patterns because when you have pattern, you have intelligent design. You can look for the origin of the pattern. Alhassan, Alex Darboe says, Arabic students studying Shariah and Hadith in Saudi are a waste of the productive sector of the country. Alhassan, Alex Darboe, has sparked debate by questioning whether the Gambia should continue sending large numbers of students abroad to study Islamic disciplines, such as Shariah, Da'wah, and Hadith under foreign leadership programs. In a social media post, Alhassan Alex Darboe questioned the value of scholarships that send Gambian students to Arab countries to study Shariah, Da'wah, and Hadith, arguing that they do not align with the Gambia's development priorities. Arabic school graduates are often the smartest in our country, but most often their brains are wasted in Arab countries to study, listen to this, useless courses like Hadith and Sharia, which our country doesn't need because we are a secular country, not a Sharia country. Saudi and Arab countries need to train doctors, nurses, and engineers to keep their scholarships, he outlined. And then it further says the Gambia is a constitutionally secular state, although the overwhelming majority of the population is Muslim. Religious scholars continue to play important roles in teaching, preaching, resolving family disputes, leading mosques, and preserving Islamic knowledge. At the same time, many argue that the country's healthcare, engineering, science, and technical sectors also require significant investment in human capital. There's one of two things going on here. The very first one very well could be an agenda that's being concocted, some type of conspiracy from exogenous forces either outside of Islam or definitely outside of the country to destabilize, to make sure that Islam slowly but surely dies out. Because if you kill off the scholarship, then you can kill off the deen. The other thing is, let's say it's not that. Then one thing that I've noticed with people, be it politics, be it religion, be it whatever, they fall into a binary type of thought. They fall into this X's and O's, black and white, this or that, no gray area. If the Gambia is mostly inhabited by Muslims, obviously you want those Muslims to have proper leadership. That leadership is going to come through scholarship. It's through that scholarship, through those people of knowledge, that you can keep down extremism, that you can keep down people who go to, extremes and self-interpret and, are able to be, quote unquote, radicalized by whoever. So the scholarship definitely serves a continuing and long-term purpose. This president seems to lack longitudinal thought. The other thing is, with the binary type of thinking, is that you then lose the benefit of both, or addressing both sides of the needs of the country, the religious side and that healthcare, medical, science, STEM aspect of the country's needs. Why is it an either or, this or that type of equation? Why can't the religious side continue to focus on the religious side, but they find a better way to recruit or to educate or to send their people to whatever universities they think are the best ones to send them to, whether other parts of Africa or in Europe or wherever they want to send them? If they can send the students to the religious schools, I'm sure they could work out some way to get their people into some of these medical schools with some type of incentive for them to come back, have the school, have their teachings, their schooling funded, with the understanding that they come back and work for 5 years or 10 years or something. Create a pipeline of what you need, of people going out and people coming in. I find it strange coming from a Muslim majority country that, and I don't know this president, never heard of him, but if he is Muslim, for him to hold the position that these religious studies, these various ulum, the sciences of Islam, are a waste of time. There's also the aspect of deen over dunya. What do I mean by that? I'm saying if you are successful in your deen, then Allah will provide for you in the dunya. And you never want to sacrifice your deen for the dunya, for the world. You can be poor, but Yawm al-Qiyamah be raised and elevated. Therefore, the akhirah and what you do to get there is more important and more beneficial than what you do here. 100% issues of infrastructure for the country needs to be addressed. By no means, shape, fashion, or form am I saying only focus on the religion. Again, that's that binary thinking. Why can't both be addressed? Why can't the religious? Because the majority of the country are Muslims, and you don't want to leave them scrounging around looking for people to teach them, but focus on the academic and educational aspects of it as well. The International Islamic University of Malaysia, where I've sort of put my PhD on hold for now, but I should be coming back around to it. Their foundation is the Islamization of knowledge. That's the foundation. Everything in the school has an Islamic basis to it. It's taught and filtered through the lens of Islam. No matter what the course is, it's taught and filtered through that Islamic lens. This is one way that the country will be successful, is to be able to teach what needs to be taught, but taught through that Islamic lens, if that makes sense. If you get the opportunity, go to the International Islamic University of Malaysia's website and look at how they teach. Look at how they described the curriculum and what it's grounded in. The curriculum is grounded in Islam. It doesn't matter if you take the Islamic aspect or the Islamic side of the university, or if you take a more secular, you want to become an English teacher, you want to become a doctor or whatever, you want to become whatever you want to become, Islam is filtered through all of that. The other thing is, and this is one of the problems that I'm beginning to see is not just in the West, but it seems to be global, is the application of Islam. A tool is only as useful or valuable or beneficial as the person that's wielding it knowing how to use it for the particular task that you need it for. If you have a hammer and you're trying to screw a screw in, or you're trying to, level something with a hammer, it's not going to work. The hammer is used for what the hammer is used for. Other tools are used for what they're used for. And in order to maximize the usage of those tools, you have to have knowledge. You have to know how to use those tools, and then how to apply those tools to what you're trying to do. And this is where I think a lot of Muslims fail in their Islam. It's okay to go overseas. Alhamdulillah, there's a lot of ilm, lot of knowledge overseas. Many of our ulama are overseas. Yemen, Saudi, Africa, Southeast Asia, all over the world, we have ulama, we have scholars, we have places that we can go to study. But now you take that knowledge and you have to know how to apply it to your reality. You have to know how to apply that knowledge to your communal situation. How do you benefit your community? Because what works in Saudi may not work here. What works in Gambia may not work here. What works in Sudan may not work in the Gambia. So it's incumbent upon whoever goes to study to come back to their community and then know how to apply what they've been taught. Because the president mentioned a form of brainwashing by the Arabs. A person has to be grounded in self-identity as well. And I'll save that conversation for another day. I've made other videos in reference to identity. I would venture to say that those people who come from culturally rich countries more than likely have less identity loss and accepting the identity of the Arabs and the Saudis or the Kuwaitis or the Emiratis or wherever they go to study, the people in Pakistan, if they have their own culture and they're grounded in it. Then therefore they're not going and looking for an identity. And they're not going to have this brainwashing that this president was talking about. I can speak on that for days. Identity. I'm really getting having a growing interest in identity and identity development, because that is something that I think is afflicting and affecting the African American Muslim community to a great degree, is lack of identity, lack of cultural identity. Instead, we have an identity that's oftentimes manufactured for us, given to us, and then monetized by those outside of us. But again, I digress. I'll save that for another day. Please tell me what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Do you have any ideas to fix the problem? Tell me what you think. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.